Welcome to downtown Hammond, Indiana, as some people know it as home in Indiana in A Christmas Story. While a lot of the buildings do not exist anymore, the memories do exist here in Hammond, Indiana. Now there's a lot I'm standing in. It's actually where Goldblatt's used to stand, and that store is where Ralphie actually saw the BB gun initially, the short stories that Gene Shepard had written. Sadly though, the Goldblatt's was demolished in 1993. Holman, Indiana is actually named for the street that's actually crossing in front of me here, and that is Holman Avenue. While doing some research for this video, I found out that the Chinese restaurant in A Christmas Story was not actually in A Christmas Story after all. Instead, it was a short story that Gene Shepard had written called A Grandstand Passion Play from Wanda Hickey's Night of Gold Memories. What happened was the Bumpses actually had stolen the Easter dinner, which was ham, and the Parkers had to go to the Chinese restaurant for dinner. And this lot here is actually where that Chinese restaurant had stood. So another location that Gene Shepard talks about in his story, is Ralphie actually went to school at Warren G. Harding Elementary School, which is actually behind me. The school has actually changed over the years. It has actually been rebuilt. Obviously the reason the movie was shot in Canada, while this one here is actually in Hammond, Indiana.
There it is, my house. At good old Cleveland Street. How could I ever forget it?
So I was doing research for this video. I found out the house that Gene Shepard grew up in still exists. Now, according to the article in the paper, him and his brother Randall, also known as Randy, actually wrote their names in the upstairs attic. And that's how the owners knew that's where he lived. Alright, so one of the coolest stops here on my little tour in the video is the Indiana Welcome Center, which actually has the window displays from The Christmas Story, as well as a statue of Flick at the flagpole.
And he looked around at Schwartz and says, all right, watch this. He stuck his tongue out again. He laid it on that. He says, that's all kid talk. Your tongue don't stick. He stuck his tongue out and zap.
You have a Merry Christmas, okay? You too. Alright, I did pick up some souvenirs too while I was at the Indiana Visitor Center. And I got myself a magnet of A Christmas Story here, as well as a button of Ralphie dressed as a cowboy from A Christmas Story. And so once again, I want to thank you for watching. Have a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. And if you'd like to, please share and subscribe. Thanks again for watching.